Walk upright, addressing all Patriot movements. It is time for accountability, honesty, and for people to act with 100% integrity. That is not too much to ask. When we don't, we leave holes in our armor. Those holes in our armor open us up for valid attacks on our weaknesses. Yes, I said valid because no one is perfect. We all have skeletons in our closet or actions we aren't proud of. No one has to have been perfect all their life, but they must act upright if they expect to be part of this movement. I am done watching the movements destroy themselves through poor planning, poor choices, or emotionally weak links in the chain and infiltrators. It is time to act. I will no longer look the other way while giving the benefit of the doubt. I will no longer say it's not my business. Now it is all my business. I have paid my dues. I have walked upright through all of this, and I will continue to do so. I'm an American patriot, and I refuse to continue to allow corrupt or otherwise compromised people to ruin our attempt to fight back against the government's tyranny. I will no longer put up with anything less than honorable behavior. I will no longer look the other way while people do things in the movement to tear it apart or garner themselves some temporary fame or a couple dollars at the expense of their honor or group's reputation. People make mistakes. That's totally acceptable. I am speaking of the people who operate daily with greed, pride, and sloth, referring to the snake oil salesman and slithering venom-spitting opportunist who would slither over damaged patriots to get their credit, leaving patriots injured and dying. These people do not care. They want credit, money, and fame. They care not for the movement unless it's convenient. Otherwise, it's me, me, me. Some are labeled victims, so they are typically untouchable in reference to criticism. No longer, victimhood does not excuse your behavior, and it won't save you from accountability any longer. We must be harder on ourselves than they are. It literally makes me sick. My intentions have been the same throughout this whole thing. My 5 children need America, not America. I will put it on the line like I have and continue to do so. I believe in the words of Thomas Paine. If there must be trouble, let it be in my day so that my children may have peace. It doesn't matter what it costs me. I find it personally offensive that there are faux patriots involved with bad or selfish intentions. Summer soldiers and sunshine patriots that have been quick to turn and run when the pressure is on, or the money dries up, or when they have been found out. There have already been many of those, and even yet some have worked their way back in because why? They can twirl a flag? Why do we continue to undermine our integrity? I would rather have 20 real patriots than 200 summer soldiers. Numbers don't matter if the quality of the people is subpar. Where are our principles? What behavior is unacceptable, and what would appropriate punishments be? As we grow, we cannot keep making these choices where we ban smaller players for behavior, but the leadership is not held to the same standards. Why? The leadership should be held under the most scrutiny. They make the plans. They are the face. If they are blemished, they lose their power and make themselves and the whole movement vulnerable. All you liars and opportunists better get ready to rumble because a fight is coming. I am done losing everything for this noble fight while watching others profiting from the destruction of our country. Much like in the way race baiters don't actually want to address racism because there is too much money and fame to be made, or how pharmaceutical companies don't want to cure you because there's too much money to be made off of your pain and suffering. Instead, just take this for your symptoms and pay our overpriced medicine costs. Just as I'm sick of the endless DC investigations with no consequences, just as I am sick of the endless movements that get people involved only to fizzle out, usually only after leadership collects the money and then disappears. In the end, nothing gets done but a bad taste in your mouth for both of those examples. The people with pure intentions often get hurt, while the people at the top with impure intentions take all the money, the fame, and roll out, disappearing into the ether. While many of these countless movements have started out with the best intentions, not all of them, I have noticed the same thing happens. The muck eventually rises to the top, usually taking spots at the top of the movement where they have a voice and people see their face. Opportunistic tactics and working only for themselves and not for the movement. Optics are important, and they know this, so they make themselves seen. Within many movements of the past, there have been those who are only in it for what they can get out of it. They do not play as part of a team. Those people damage the movement and put the real mission in jeopardy. Within many movements of the past, there have been those who are only in it for what they can get out of it. They do not play as part of a team. Those people damage the movement and put the real mission in jeopardy. Typically, they come from broken lives, and they bring their problems and addictions with them. This soon infects and affects the people in the movement. Gossip begins and alliances are formed within, and poisonous power struggles begin. Trouble begins to brew, and supporters start to take notice. In my time spent with different movements, I have seen the same thing happen every time. There are no exceptions. No, not one. Everyone wants to be in the front on the news shows. Everyone wants to be the one that gets the credit. They want to be the hero. We don't have room for heroes. This is not the damn hero business. Get that crap out of your head. We are here to operate as a well-oiled machine, and at the same time, we are responsible for keeping each other accountable. We must have standards of behavior, and we must live by them. If we do not, we only damage ourselves. What we need is organization, not individuals. Individuals will slowly destroy us, and they have. You cannot have people in the movement, especially the leadership, who have so little control over their emotions that they assault a counter-protesting woman. Banning people who cannot control themselves will not hurt the movement, as some people with less experience think it will. Quite the contrary. It would put our morals on display, and people would like us keeping ourselves accountable to some sort of standard. They would still be able to help the movement from a distance, but some people simply cannot handle the drama and stress of those situations when confronted by evil. That goes for anyone in the movement who is operating with less than a high level of integrity. It doesn't matter who you are. You must be expelled. This is not a group of individuals. If it is, we should disband it now and give up. Individuals put their goals above the group. Some may fall away. Some may be angry with me. Often it's those who don't see the whole picture, or they don't want to. Ask yourself why that is. The left is different. They are good, mindless foot soldiers. They work as a group because they are lemmings with no sense of why they do the violence that they do. We don't want that at all. What makes us better, yes, better, is that we have standards, moral and ethical ones, that discourage us from dipping down to their level, down into the muck. It is time for accountability. It is time to close up the holes in our armor and move forward with a vengeance to regain and restore America for our sons and daughters, not for us.
Like we always do about this time.